Before humans built cities, planted crops, or wrote a single word, one sound may have changed our future forever. It was not thunder, it was not the roar of a predator, and it may not even have been a word. Imagine a group of ancient humans moving through tall grass at sunset. They cannot see one another clearly. A powerful predator may be hiding nearby. Suddenly, one person makes a short, sharp sound. Everyone freezes. No sentence was spoken, no explanation was needed. Yet an entire group understood the same message: danger. That tiny sound may represent one of the greatest turning points in human history. Welcome to EXEPEL. Today, our team is investigating a mystery that bones and stone tools rarely reveal. What did the ancient world sound like, and which sound transformed us into humans? Long before language became complex, our ancestors lived inside a world of information carried by sound. A cracking branch could reveal a hidden animal. Circling birds might lead hunters toward food. Running water could guide a thirsty group through darkness. The changing calls of animals could warn that something dangerous was approaching. For early humans, hearing was not entertainment. It was a survival system. Now imagine two groups entering the same forest. The first group notices danger, but every member reacts alone. Some run, others hide. A few continue walking because they have not seen the threat. The second group uses a shared warning call. One sound causes every person to stop, look, and prepare. Which group is more likely to survive? The ability to give sound a shared meaning allowed information to move faster than any predator. One human could see danger, but the entire group could react to it. This was more than noise. It was the beginning of collective intelligence.
Other animals also use alarm calls.
But humans eventually achieved something extraordinary. We learned to produce many sounds, combine them, remember their meanings, and intentionally teach those meanings to others. A sound could represent danger. Another could mean food. Another might call a child back to the group. Once sounds could represent things that were not directly visible, communication became even more powerful. A person could warn others about a predator behind the hill. A hunter could describe tracks discovered earlier. Someone could explain where water had been found the previous season. Information no longer had to disappear with the moment. According to the Smithsonian's Human Origins program, language and symbols helped humans communicate, plan, and preserve increasingly complex information. However, spoken language leaves no fossil. Words vanish almost immediately after they are spoken. Stone tools can survive for hundreds of thousands of years. A voice disappears into the air. That is why scientists cannot identify humanity's first word, or even determine exactly when fully developed language appeared. But perhaps the sound that changed us was not a word. Imagine a parent carrying an infant through a dangerous landscape. The baby becomes frightened and begins to cry loudly. That sound could attract unwanted attention. The parent responds with a soft, repeating vocal pattern. The baby gradually becomes calm. Even today, parents across the world use changes in pitch, rhythm, and repetition when communicating with infants. Babies respond to the melody of a voice before they understand the meaning of its words. This raises a fascinating possibility. Could music-like communication have helped shape human relationships before complex language? Scientists continue to debate exactly how music and language evolved. Some researchers suggest that they may share ancient foundations in emotional vocal communication, rhythm, and social interaction. A warning call helped a group escape danger, but a comforting voice helped hold the group together, and survival depended on both. Now, picture ancient humans walking across open country. Instead of moving as a silent collection of individuals, they begin producing repeated sounds together. Their footsteps become synchronized. Their breathing follows a pattern. A repeated call helps them coordinate movement and remain aware of one another. Rhythm can help people perform actions together. Even today, soldiers march to a beat, workers sing during repetitive labor, and crowds move together through music. A shared rhythm can transform many separate bodies into something resembling one coordinated organism. Perhaps the most important sound in human history was not a particular note. Perhaps it was the moment two humans deliberately produced the same rhythm. Sound could also protect the group after sunset. Beyond the firelight, predators moved through the darkness. Human voices, clapping, and repeated striking sounds could announce that the camp was occupied by an alert and organized group. Around the fire, those same sounds could become something more. A stone struck against another stone creates a sharp beat. Hands clapped together create another. Wood, bone, stretched skin, and the human voice could transform a camp into an ancient soundscape. Unfortunately, most prehistoric instruments were probably made from materials that decayed. Wood, hide, and plant fibers usually disappear, leaving archaeology with only a tiny part of the original story. But some remarkable instruments survived. In caves in southwestern Germany, archaeologists discovered flutes made from bird bone and mammoth ivory. Some date to approximately 40,000 years ago. These were not accidental objects that happened to make noise. They were carefully manufactured instruments. Think about what this means. People living among dangerous animals, changing climates, and limited resources invested valuable time in making music. They selected materials, shaped them, created holes, and controlled the pitch. Music was apparently important enough to deserve skill, effort, and time. More than 12,000 years ago, hunter-gatherers at Einan Malaha, in what is now northern Israel, created tiny wind instruments from bird bones. When researchers made replicas and played them, the instruments produced sounds resembling the calls of birds of prey. They may have been used to attract birds, communicate across the landscape, make music, or participate in ceremonies. Their exact purpose remains uncertain, but the discovery reveals something astonishing. Ancient people were not simply listening to nature. They had learned to imitate it. A human could produce the voice of a bird. Natural sound had become controllable technology. Now, imagine hearing one of those instruments thousands of years ago. The call of a bird of prey rises from the camp, but no bird is visible. To someone unfamiliar with the object, it may have seemed mysterious or even supernatural. This ability to recreate sound may have changed hunting, storytelling, ceremonies, and social identity. Different groups could have developed recognizable calls, rhythms, and songs. A melody might identify friends approaching through the forest. A repeated rhythm might gather people together. A song could help preserve knowledge. Before writing existed, sound may have carried memories. A story placed inside rhythm and repetition is easier to remember. Knowledge about animals, landscapes, seasons, ancestors, and danger could pass from older people to children through voices and performance. But here lies the greatest mystery. Which came first? Did our ancestors speak before they sang? Did meaningful words grow from emotional calls? Or did language and music develop together from an older system that was neither ordinary speech nor true song? Scientists still do not have a final answer. The first important sound may have been a warning cry that saved a group from a predator. It may have been a parent's voice calming a child. It may have been hunters coordinating their movements. Or it may have been the first beat repeated around a fire, when several people suddenly moved and sounded like one group. Perhaps no single sound changed humanity. Perhaps the real transformation occurred when another human understood it. A sound left one mind and created the same idea inside another. Danger. Food. Come here. I am nearby. You are safe. That invisible connection allowed humans to coordinate, teach, remember, comfort, and imagine together. Tools changed what our hands could do. Fire changed what our bodies could survive. But meaningful sound changed what our minds could share. Every conversation, song, warning alarm, school lesson, and story you hear today may be part of a chain stretching back into a forgotten prehistoric night. The original sound vanished thousands of generations ago, but its echo is still inside every human voice. If you enjoyed exploring this forgotten chapter of human history, subscribe to EXEPEL and turn on notifications. Our team has many more mysteries from the ancient world waiting for you. Until then, stay curious, keep listening, and bye-bye!